And most people, when they walk up, they go look into the car, they'll let their carpets go for a while. Eventually, though, they got to get pulled out. We got to get these stains off. There's just too much, right? But the problem that we've had so many times when we go to clean carpets is, well, how much chemical do I use? What do I use? What's the process? And, well, what's the after results? Because let's be real honest. Before some of the newer products have been releasing, and hey, that's what we're going to talk about here today, is the new hyperCLEAN Enzyme and hyperCLEAN Complete, how to clean these carpets quickly, efficiently, and here's the key, not oversaturating. Oversaturation, whether that be with an extractor or with putting down too much chemical, the wrong chemical, causes more problems on carpets afterwards than many times the stain just letting it be would be doing, right? Seems odd, doesn't it? But it's the way a lot of cleaning has been performed in the past. Too much chemical and the wrong chemical too. So let's do some vacuuming. Let's get these, the little bit of dirt that's on here, but let's get the stains. That's what we're gonna start really getting after. So let's get the vacuum started and we'll talk about now the new style of cleaning carpets, how you can do it quickly and how you can do it without oversaturation. All right, so our first step and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the protein-based stains out. Now, what are protein-based stains? Protein-based stains, you'll notice a lot of times happen from stepping in here, stepping right over there, and you go, how does a protein-based stain get onto carpet from stepping? Oil. Did you ever think about that? Think about when you're walking to the store or walking in and out of your house, and then you go step inside your car, that you might track oil into it, but you don't realize it until you start seeing it. How do you get a protein-based stain out without the oversaturation and needing an extractor? First step of the carpet system is Enzyme. hyperCLEAN Enzyme is designed, as you'll see, just nice, easy sprays to start going after protein-based stains. You'll also want to use, and you'll start doing it right over here for your coffee spills, right? So if we got some coffee that might have come down in this area right here, I'm going to want to pre-treat and start with cleaning with the enzyme, okay? This is the first step. The enzymes will begin to break down. That's what they do. They'll break down proteins, and then we get the joy of starting to lift them back up. Here's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna grab a workaholic towel. It's just an old dirty towel now we use for scrubbing carpets. I rewash them quite a bit. Grab a general scrub brush, and here we go. This is the first step. This is the nice, easy part of it. I'm simply and easily going over, agitating the fibers, and then using it with the workaholic towel, it will start to pick up the stains. What are we also doing? We're also lifting liquid. We're lifting up the chemical that we just put down. So while we start to clean, we're also starting our dry process. Fun, right? Seems interesting, doesn't it? Let's go over that. How can you start to clean and then start to dry at the same time? This is the technology of using the microfibers, right? Like we talked about, lifting up the dirt as well as we're lifting up the liquids. Now, here is the interesting part about Enzyme. The reason why you don't want to use an APC or a solution-based product, right? A lot of people, right? You've seen them. Just grab some general cleaner. They'll just start spraying it away, right? Let's just spray it and let's scrub it down and hey, good to go. Wrong. What happens when you have an APC type product, or you've heard of some people start using degreaser, right? Hey, just dilute degreaser. There's a popular one that you can get at a parts store, and you've seen people on YouTube or on social media go, it's all good, just dilute it 20-to-1 and spray down your carpets with a degreaser. Interesting. What happens when you use a degreaser or you use an APC or you use a solution-based product is you don't have the technology that allows for the drying without the crystallization, right? Is that a word? Can I crystallize some fibers? But have you ever felt some fibers after you cleaned them and they're Ugh, they don't feel so great? Hey, here's the cool part. Look, I'm doing great. Let's get a little bit of this dampness up that's there, but right now, love it, right? I'm not oversaturated. And I've got the stepping marks that we used to have right here. Those have started to release. Now, the second step of what we're going to do is come through with Complete. HyperClean Complete is the final step. Once again, nice easy sprays. What you'll notice about Complete when you use it is, hey, I've got multiple things that we're going to be doing here. It's going to clean even more, right? We're going to clean the other types of stains that you might be doing. It's going to clean all forms of them. And we're also going to be putting down a little bit of an odor neutralizer. And what that's going to do is if you had some coffee, if you had some soda, if you had some different things that were in your fibers, now we're going to be real about this. If you leave milk in your car or fish or eggs or something crazy, right? That's going to get a bit intense for doing an odor neutralizer. That's going to lead a little bit more. But freshening up your fibers after they've been worn down and after they've got quite a bit of stains, Complete's going to give you some of that odor neutralizing to it. And what we're also going to do is we're going to start putting down a protective barrier so that future stains have a harder time of setting in. Wow, doesn't that sound great? All right, so here we go. We've got all of our stains now out and we've dried even more. The idea of not oversaturating is so that I can now go put it back into the car. Before, with older technology, you couldn't really do that. But here, I've got a towel, I've got a brush, and I've got HyperClean Complete now finished up. A couple things to do when you want to check it. So let's check and see how dry we are. All right, we're still pulling a little moisture, but not a lot. And this is what you'll do. You'll keep going back over with some towels to pull up remaining moisture. And we'll finish off with one final vacuum. All right, here we go. And that's the way we'll finish. Got to do the carpet stripes, of course. And let's check. There we go. Doing great. That's the beauty of this two-step process, okay? I've now cleaned all the stains off of these floor mats and they're not overly saturated. Well, they're barely even damp. You can't even barely even feel it on your fingers. This is what we're looking for. Great. I can now put them back into the car. This is something you couldn't do before. Now with HyperClean Enzyme and HyperClean Complete, I can put them back in. Now, of course, we need to go ahead and do the rest of the area, so I'm not going to do that just yet. Let's go ahead and get started on the rest of the inside, and then show you how we're going to clean these back ones too. All right, so we vacuumed out, and we want to clean this section of the carpets now that we've cleaned the floor mats, right? So I'm gonna come in, right? Same process, two-step process, straight in with HyperClean Enzyme. Hit these areas. You can see there's a lot of scuff marks here where shoes have been hitting, people have been stepping, and this is where you go with the first step, HyperClean Enzyme. As that kind of soaks in, what it's gonna do, and you know, if you get a little bit over around the edges, all good, just get it wiped off. The enzymes, like we said, will begin to break down. Now, if you wanna take a brush and lightly agitate the carpet, now's your time to do so. I like to use, that's why I did it, you know, before, I like to use it wrapped up in the towel. I'd like to do it for a couple reasons. One, if my brush is coarse, I can begin to damage the carpet if I scrub too hard with the bristles. So this allows me to scrub without damaging, right? And two, as we stated before, I can begin to start lifting up the dirt, lifting up the grime, and lifting up the chemical. What that does is it allows for me to have a drier process. If I just use the bristles, I wouldn't be pulling up as much. So this is the time to go ahead and put your towel around your brush and let the towel start doing a lot of the work for you. Fibers are coming up really nice, and that's always a fun part of it. You know, everybody's got their thing while they're cleaning cars, right? There's people that love the outside and they love to polish paint and do things like that. When it comes to the inside of a car and I'm cleaning, there's something about when those fibers start to fluff back up and the stains are released, and man, the inside of the car just begins to start coming alive. It's kind of hard to beat. I know polishing paint's a lot of fun, but cleaning out these stains and letting them come alive and seeing the fibers lift back up, and this guy's gonna get in his Rover and he's gonna go, yeah, right? He's gonna be ready to go for a drive. Whereas before, a lot of times when you see that dirt and the grime that begins to just continually build up, well, it kind of dulls down your times when you get in your car, right? Like, I got that dirt again. It's so dirty. Ugh. These stains that I know I spilt the carpet. I gotta get this up, but sometimes we don't take the time to do it. The process is usually too hard. Having a simplified process that allows you to have a dry carpet at the end, your excuses are gone. As well as these coffee stains that were right there. Love seeing that. All right, so what do we do here with the pedals? Yeah, of course, you can put cleaner on them. That's a good time to do that. I probably should have done that right when I'm spraying. So I'll go ahead and do that now. The thing that you do want to do is put a towel down. If I'm going to go through and start cleaning off the pedals, I don't want to have all that dripping down onto the carpet. So take that, and there we go. Now, I could do, which are fun, I love seeing the guys that do the pedal cleaning, and they get the brushes out, and it looks awesome. Hey, listen, I'm in. I can also just spray complete right over here, and away we go. Simple and easy. Let's go through now and put complete on the rest of the vehicle. I spray a little bit right here in this section. You saw me. Generally speaking, though, I've got a mat there, so I generally don't have stains. If you do have stains, you got to clean that area, of course. You don't want to leave all those there, but on this carpet, I don't have any. So just a little bit of complete right there that we'll kind of scrub in and freshen up the fibers, but there's not any stains on it. So now, some of the questions that are asked about carpet cleaning generally are about, well, how do I get this stain out? Or how do I get that out? Or should I use an extractor? Okay, so let's go over stains. Let's go over extractors. Do you need to use an extractor? Have you seen me need to use one? Now, when do you need to use an extractor? How often do you need to use an extractor? Well, do you need to use an extractor if you've got ground in dirt and grime, like let's say you got a work truck off the oil field? Do you need to use an extractor? You bet. We're talking extreme conditions there. Your general cleanup for a daily driver, for a vehicle that goes around town, no, you generally don't need to use an extractor. And the purpose of having this two-step system is so things don't get out of control. You let things get out of control, it's going to take a little bit more work. Regular cleaning with hyperCLEAN Enzyme and hyperCLEAN Complete, what did that take me? Just a couple minutes, and I've got clean area and, look, not overly saturated. So my carpets will be completely dry here momentarily. We'll get the vacuum, we'll finish up the vacuum part here, and then let's clean those back mats. All right, so what do we do if we've got some back mats and we got these other mats that, hey, they need some freshening up, but, not a lot of people are back there. We just have some foot marks, some stains that we can see, some track-in marks and stuff like that. So how are we going to clean those? Hey, we're going to go right through straight into Enzyme right after we get a good vacuum. Everybody's got their different likes and dislikes of carpets. I like this Range Rover carpet. I mean, what's hard not to like? I enjoy that it allows the fibers to lift up, and that's really what we're wanting to do. We got to get the fibers lifted up. Sometimes they get matted down, and we get into a little problem once they get matted. So Start the process, 1-2 punch, right? We're gonna 1-2 punch these very quickly. We've got some stains that are already saying goodbye. We're gonna knock these guys out pretty quick. And that's what you want, right? You want it to be quick. We didn't have a lot, but this is that time where if you let these stains continue to dwell too long, we run into some issues later. And that's sort of what we talked about a moment ago, is now having this process that I can quickly, and you're seeing me, I'm not scrubbing down, I'm not digging in. I'm just letting the brush go over. And I'll finish with the final vacuum, but voila, it's done, right? Let's go on to the next one. So I got quite a few stains here, deep staining. Looks like some oil and some grime that got tracked in. Perfect. Our enzyme will begin to break that down. And let's go over this. How long do you let the product sit and dwell before you start agitating? There you go. There's a great question to ask yourself. And as you begin to use enzyme, you'll find it goes a couple different ways. Quickly got these up. If I've got a deeper stain that's been sitting longer, I need to spray it and let it dwell. I need to agitate. I need to reapply sometimes. Each stain might have a little bit different take to it. Now we come through with complete. I grab me a fresh part of my towel. And like I said, this is the best part. I love the smell is pretty cool. It's that kind of freshness to it. Listen, we didn't go too over the top with that. There's no way. I don't think you'd want to. Wow, you can feel it. Clean. Looks great. And, right, I don't have like a nasty solution all over myself, right? It's great. It's damp, okay? It's damp. Needs a little bit of dry and need a vacuum. After the vacuum, though, it's going to be pretty much almost dry. As you got a dirtier floor mat, you'll begin to go, hey, I need to switch my towel more often. You'll begin to use more and more towels. I like using the Workaholic here. Listen, it is a strong, durable towel for this process. And, you use the black one if you don't want to see. But if you do want to see what you're picking up, then you want to go ahead and use the red one. The red one will show you that you've got some stains that you've picked up. It'll show you a lot more. That's why I like using the red on the inside. Using the black for, maybe tires, fenders, jams, stuff that we want to get in there and get gross, right? It doesn't matter, it's black. But on the inside, I do like using the red Workaholic towel. Looking good. Is it okay to clean your mats in the back of a Range Rover? Absolutely. Now, we'll come through and we'll re-vacuum this area. We'll use a towel, tidy everything up, probably even spray a little bit back here to help freshen them up. But before we do, let's vacuum these and let's admire our work. Right, nice, easy, smooth vacuuming. I do love carpet lines, absolutely. You should too. Big fan of carpet lines. Now, there's some people that get pretty interesting with their carpet lines, and they'll throw in diagrams and all kind of stuff. And listen, that's always interesting, no doubt about that. But we've now got clean, fresh, right? Fresh carpets that are gonna be protected. And look at that. Look, beautiful. Not saturated. I can now I messed up my lines, right? I can now put these back in, and we have now cleaned some floor mats that needed a good cleaning. Did it very quick, went over the system. First step of the carpet system is Enzyme. Enzyme's gonna break down your protein-based stains. That's your spills, that's your step-ins, that's that kind of stuff that, it's protein. Grease, don't really think about grease, but we track in stuff, walking to the store, walking into the grocery store, walking to the kids' classroom, whatever we're doing, going to a soccer game. I mean, there's all kinds of things that then you step back in and that continues to get pushed down onto the carpets, we need to first treat those with hyperCLEAN enzyme. Secondly, after we've removed the stains and we've scrubbed, we've used our towel, we used our steamer if we're somebody that wants to use a steamer, then we're gonna come over with hyperCLEAN Complete. hyperCLEAN Complete is gonna pull out the remainder of the stains. There's other type of stains, absolutely. So Complete's gonna take care of those, as well as it's gonna leave some protection back. And it's gonna freshen up the fibers. And it's gonna pull out some of those odors. So, yeah. You get a great, nice, clean, fresh carpet that'll go in. So instead of sitting down and going, ugh, we can now sit down in our car and we can go, yeah, that's a good car life. That's what I want. All right, hyperCLEAN Complete, hyperCLEAN Enzyme. That's the new system from hyperCLEAN. This is Marshall. Make it a great day.